Okay, one way we can make a form fairly easily is to start with a template that we make in Word or Excel or some other editor. So in this case I just used Excel in a simple two-column format with the entry fields on the right. So using this, I'll be able to create an Adobe PDF form. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into Acrobat 10 and I'm going to choose Create PDF. It's going to ask what I want to open. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and navigate to the location of my file. And as soon as I do that, it has to launch, in my case, Excel, in order to read the content from it. Then it's going to pull over a copy of that, of how it looks. So now I have this sort of flat file. It's essentially an image. If I want to deepen it a little bit and create some content, I'm going to go over here to the Tools button in Acrobat 10, and I'm going to say Create under Forms. It's going to say use an existing file, and then I'll say use the current document. Asks if I want to save, and I'll say certainly, why not? And I'll just give it a somewhat descriptive name. Okay, so now you'll see that it took a crack at trying to name the fields after the information near it, but it doesn't do a terribly good job at this. You'll see then that now at least it was shrewd enough to know that each of my lines on the right was going to be a data entry field. And over on the right side you'll notice in my fields section that each of these has its own definition. So I'm going to go and click on these things and rename them. So I clicked once on the name, and you can either slow click twice or hit click once and hit F2 to make it editable. So num siblings, which sounds like a terrible complaint, and then I'm just going to give each one a more meaningful name. That instinctively I've given each one of these fields, the syntax that I've used for the field names has been to separate them with underscores instead of spaces. This just goes back to old database protocol. It used to be, at least, that you couldn't have field names with spaces, so I got in the habit of using underscores. This is probably not a form that's going to dump into a database, but just in case, I guess, I'm sticking with that syntax. Okay, so now that I've done that, if I choose Close Form Editing, notice now that I can go in, let me just bump up the zoom a little bit, so I can go in here and start typing things. So, you know, I've got 9 siblings, and I prefer the C, and I eat breakfast every day. And I'm just hitting tab between each of these. 2 favorite restaurants. Chez Panisse, McDonald's. Okay, so whatever I want to say about all of these. These are editable. Until or unless I save this form with particular attributes, I won't be able to save it. Let me see. I'm about to prove myself wrong. I'm going to throw this onto the desktop and see what happens then if I close it and reopen it. Did it keep my data? It did. Okay, I was about to go into a long spiel about how you had to go to Save As and choose Reader Extended PDF. enable additional features. So I thought that you needed to do this. Perhaps I've done it in the past and it just stuck. But I believe you need to go through those steps in order to save form data. So I'm going to go ahead and say save now. Okay. So if you find that there's any question about if you want to have your form data save when you close and reopen, it's a great idea to go to Save As, Reader Extended PDF, and enable additional features.